Fucking Mayday. Here we go, we're live. I'm just fucking looking at this communist newspaper they handed out to me when I was at that Labor Day rally. Brexit and the hype for a socialist fucking Europe. Can you believe it? Can you fucking believe this shit? I barely looked on it. That's the same page. So some loser fucking lefty nutcase I actually bought it off him for $1. I don't think I even had the dollar. I hit up my mate. I was like, hey, fucking, I'll have one of them newspapers. And he's like, they're $1. And I was like, shit, I don't have $1. Oh, can I borrow $1? Shout you there. It was a fair fucking trade, and I got this shitty newspaper, Spartacus. And it's got the Proud Boys on there. Bang. What a bunch of pieces of shit. I was reading through, so there was two. Workers Vanguard. What the fuck is that? Workers Vanguard, that's the name of this shitty newspaper. And it's like fully all anti-America. It has like some bullshit article I was reading. I can't hold a fucking microphone. It's got like a picture of Lenin. See? Sweet old Lenin. Fuck. How many people are these nutcase ideas want to fucking kill? Fight for revolutionary continuity. The idea of a revolutionary Marxism do not exist in an abstract. They are carried forward by successive generations of revolutionary fighters. Jim Roberts, the founder of our international tendency, devoted much of his energy to political arming a new layer of communist militants. Holy fuck, that is radical shit. I can't believe this. That vital concern is expressed in the following quote from Lenin. Here we go. Fucking Lenin, this is his quote on October 1917, Russian Revolution. The James P. Cannon, the founding leader of American Trotskyism, the International Communist League seeks to maintain and extend the proletarian revolutionary international tradition of our Marxist forebears in our fight to reforge the fourth international and necessary instrument to lead the working class to power worldwide. I like the full fucking globalist. I've never read any of that shit. Never in my life. Let me just get onto my fucking YouTube. Yeah, I'm live. What a fucking stud. See how many of you are watching. 12. Jeez, thanks for bloody watching. What are you doing on a Friday night? I was supposed to be on the Unshackled, and Tim wasn't feeling too well, which is fair enough. That bloke fucking works a shitload, I'd imagine. You know what I mean? I'm not working as much as I used to. I used to work 2 jobs the last 2 years. And then after the finger, if you follow me, I was in the hospital with my fucking finger for 4 days, antibiotics for 3 weeks. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to do my second job anymore. I over it. And it's been good. I was like, fucking, I wonder what's going on. Did I get pumped full of antibiotics, like in a drip every fucking 5 hours or 6 hours in the hospital for 4 days, and then on antibiotics for another 3 weeks after that. And I'm thinking, did I have some fucking underlying virus that made me feel like shit all the time? Or maybe it's because I quit drinking too. I only have beers when I'm at the pub with the boys now instead of every night. Or it could be because I quit working my second job. I reckon I was fucking doing too much. How's it fucking going? Yo, Dusty. Voted Brexit Party yesterday. Fucking good on you, mate. Deadbeat Chess 666. Good work, mate. Was it a kid? Polar extra extreme? I don't know. That might be for the Watching from the Czech Republic. Holy fuck, man. How you going? Good on ya. There is no Dusty Bogan on the D Live. Why don't you claim that name while you can? Fuck, I should, eh? Thanks for letting me know, Kevin. Fucking Kevin. Kevin Duggan, claim it for him. Pass him the login info. Jeez, you guys are awesome. I got some fucking good fans here. All 15 of yous on a Friday night. I was supposed to go on the Unshackled, and I was like, you know what, fucking gonna go do a live anyway. And last night I did mine. Yesterday I got home. I don't know if you guys saw it. I did my live with my Kiwi mate and the Scottish healer. And I got home and I was like, fucking on YouTube. And I seen my mate change his YouTube name to the Dancing Medicine Man. I was like, hey bro, seen you change your name. And I was like, do you want to fucking do a live? And I had all this sweet news to read, but we didn't get to it. And then we made the title Dancing Medicine Man and Dusty. And then next minute, my mate's like, fucking, here's my mate's email from Scotland. It ended up just being a bit of a good rant. And I know my mate, Dancing Medicine Man, he's a bit more alt-right. He loves the conspiracy theories about the Jews. Not really my thing, but do you know what? I reckon we're still mates. I don't reckon you'd fucking hurt anyone. You know what I mean? Just because you don't have to fucking agree on everything to be mates, do ya? You should fucking, if anyone lives their life thinking, yeah, you're going to agree with everyone all the fucking time, you must have a real fucking shit life with barely any friends, them people. So, you know what I mean? If you can fucking agree on 60% of stuff, you're winning, I reckon. Ivy Scottish. Hey, Prager Flat Earth Society. Damn, thanks Scotland. You guys seem pretty cool. And if Lacey was the chick's name, follow me. I don't know if you have my Telegram. I've got a Telegram chat called the Dusty Bogan's Mates, and Lacey's been on there, and you can leave mad little voice, you can be fucking leave a little voice message, and her voice messages are so funny. I was like, hey babe, to my wife, and I'm like, listen to Lacey. We're listening to Lacey talk, and we're like, it's so fucking funny. I could just listen to her talk shit all day. She's pretty funny. And you know, my family are from Scotland originally, so it's kind of cool to get a bit of connection there with fucking someone from the old, where my ancestors were from. So I'm fucking kind of loving that. How about we read some news? And I know you guys are quite international, so it's like, holy fuck, what are we gonna bloody read then? Have to read a little bit more international news sometimes, maybe. Here's one, fucking the right set to gain in the European elections. Nigel Farage, new Brexit parties are expected to dominate in Britain, while a new right-wing group is also set to challenge established parties in the Netherlands. I don't know if that happened. I was reading an article saying the left of centre group, supposed to be the more moderate left-wing people. Apparently they won the majority for the Netherlands. But anyway, whatever. I'm sure the Conservatives, they probably got up and more than they ever have before. It's generally the case. There's an upward trend on all this stuff. Anyway, as the two countries kicked off elections in the European Parliament from Tuesday until Sunday, more than 400 million voters across European Union, 28 member states are being called upon to participate in the elections. One of the world's biggest democratic exercises. Besides from fucking India, they had done massive elections. And my Indian mates, my Sri Lankan and my Indian workmates, they're engineers at my work. They're fucking sweet. Really like them. And I was like, hey, Ricky, you fucking "You mad Indian bloody president won up again." And like, I know he's he's anti-Muslim, he's pro-Hindu, he's trying to like, keep fucking India a Hindu nation, protecting his culture and stuff. And I was like, Ricky was so fucking excited. He's like, "Oh man," and he was in the cave praying, and he was like in his robe, and I'm like, he's like, "This dude was just worked in a tea shop. He was an average guy, a working class kind of dude." And I'm like, it's sick that he's in his cave, in his little temple. I was reading an article saying he had like room service, and it was like an artificial made cave, like a fucking cave hotel for like going in there and meditating. Bang, to get vibrating on the right frequency. But I thought, like, fuck yeah, it's kind of cool that it's like a man-made cave and people are like bringing the dude food while he meditates, because like, you got to modernize your fucking religion enough that young people and that are going to be like, fuck yeah, transition it into a bit of pop culture. You know what I mean? I was like, it's good, Ricky, good on that dude. He's got to defend his fucking culture and his tradition. Even though like, I'm a Christian and I believe in like exclusively Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. But that doesn't mean I don't fucking understand that people's cultures and heritages aren't fucking very important and sacred to them. It is, it's sacred. This is why I like my mate, like anyone who goes on about the Jewish stuff, I'm like, hang on a minute. Your racial identity is sacred. Your culture and your traditions and your heritage is sacred. I'm not going to fucking be a racist dick to anyone. I'm not going to have a conspiracy and hate on anyone. Though I will give you shit and joke around. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's normal to fucking give each other shit and joke around, fucking constantly just fucking prod until people snap and lose it. Looks like my battery's about to fail. But anyway, I'll keep reading more articles. Couple of good fucking headings. Anyway, I reckon Nigel will do all right. He'll fucking do all right. It looks like he's having a bit of a good win up over there. Why is the UK European election not proxy Brexit referendum? I was reading that article today. Here's some idiot Christian, Christian. He's like some Anglican fucking dude who runs a church, whatever you'd call it, maybe a bishop or something. Reverend fucking Lisa Scott agreed. He agreed for the Muslims in his area to fucking come and celebrate Ramadan in his church. You can use our church facility. And he was like, yeah, and we'll just cover up all the crosses and the pictures of Jesus, because we don't want to offend them. They covered up scripture and stuff. But apparently he had this like big plan, and he's like, we just want to build like unity in the community. We don't want these new people to feel left out. We want to reach out to them. And he's like, and then like, you might as well just put him in a fucking hall, mate. Like, I think at the end of the day, what happened is the leaders of the Anglican Church were like, sorry, mate, no other religion is allowed to worship in Anglican churches. I was like, holy fuck, that's good. This is one of them articles that you read and you go through and you're like, this dude's a dickhead. And then right at the end, they're like, but then the head of the church fucking didn't let him go through with it. And I was like, fucking thank goodness. Here's an article. Greg Inglis admitted to rehab facility. So Greg Inglis is like this Aboriginal dude who's like a star rugby league player. He's fucking boss, Queenslander. He's a legend, great role model for all Australians and young Indigenous people. My youth kids, when I was a youth leader at fucking 6 or 8 years or something, 8 years all up over 2 churches. But yeah, heaps of Indigenous mates of mine who I was a leader to. So that my young Aboriginal boys looked up to Greg Inglis, and his footy career ended. He got an injury and then he kind of like couldn't play football, and I think he got like drinking the grog and feeling a bit depressed because he was feeling fucked physically, couldn't compete anymore, and then he got depression, and now he's put himself in a rehab for fucking alcoholism and mental health problems, which is like really fucking. I remember a few years back, I got injured. I had surgery on my foot and my other ankle. And they were really fucking playing up because I was working too hard. I got put into a new position. I was a leading hand for years, and then we had a few dudes on compo, so I had to do their jobs. It was a bit more physical, and I jumped into it too quick. Fucking yeah, I'm gonna do it fucking hard out. Did that for like a month, and then by the end of the month, I just fucked my back, fucked my arms. Had like carpal tunnel, fucked arms, fucked my ankles and my feet were sore. Being rough and trying to work too hard, it didn't fucking work. Didn't work out. And I remember being like, holy fuck, I'm so physically. And then I got the flu. All hit me in one time, and I felt depressed. It's like, fuck, I can't physically do anything. I felt like a loser. I imagine this is what Greg Inglis felt. He was like, dude, just like pretty fit dude, physically able. And then when you get injured, and you're like, fuck. It really gets to dudes, really gets to blokes. And I feel ya. I think I went to my doctor and I was like, I feel like shit. And I got antidepressants. I was like, oh, fucking mate. I was like, hey, doctor, I need your fucking help. I need high-powered painkillers and antidepressants because I can't stop work and I got to suck it up and keep going. But I was like, I fucking needed some help. And I took the medicine he gave me, and after a while, physically, I healed up and I felt fine. But you know what? I reckon it's important for people to fucking realize this shit and go, holy fuck, we're not bulletproof. And if you feel a bit like shit, that's all right. You know what I mean? That's what I reckon. That's my advice to you. Don't be afraid to talk to a fucking doctor or talk to your mates if you're fucking injured, or sometimes turn into the bottle ain't the best thing to do, but I did. When I was injured, I was just like, fuck it. I'm just drinking hardcore every day. But I haven't drank for fucking almost 2 months, like barely, because I did Lent. That fully helped me kick the fucking grog. But it was kind of like Lent, but I was on antibiotics for the first 3 weeks, so, you know. Anyone else here? I'll read some fucking comments for a second. I should have got my phone charger. Kevin. Oh, fuck. In the Marxist minds, lots of hate speech laws get the language out of the way and eventually gone, like lots of horse regulations, till you are forced into a car, forced into a new language. That's probably about right. I'd say that would be the fucking plan. The PC culture. First it was tolerance, then it was tolerant. We're going to be so fucking tolerant for everyone. And then it was the PC culture. Now it's just like authoritarianism. It's left-wing extremists. The fucking left-wing authoritarianism. That's what I reckon it is. If a man isn't a socialist when he's 20, he has no heart. If a man is not a conservative by the time he's 40, he has no brain. Amen. I don't know where that quote, John Scott. I think I've heard that quote before. I've quoted it myself. I think that used to be true, but then Gen Z is breaking that rule, it seems. Yeah. The youngins are fucking breaking the mold of it, you know what I mean? Anyway, if my phone fucking dies, I'll just start reading the shitty communist newspaper again, eh? And then I probably won't be able to read your bloody messages. Or I'll just jump on fucking YouTube on my tablet and I'll work it out that way. Someone's coming in here. Yo, babe. Are you bringing my phone charger? Sweet. How good's that? The missus is watching my live. She's bringing me my phone charger. Just leave it at the door and I'll grab it. Thanks heaps. True love. Aussies urge to stay away as death toll rises in Indonesia riots. So the fucking Indonesians, that's like a massive democracy too. We've had like the Aussie election. I think the Indonesians went before us. I could be wrong. It's like fucking the Aussie election, Indonesian, the fucking Indian election, and the European election all happening around each other. It's amazing. I think it's like absolutely fucking pretty good. I think the Indonesians are all right. They're the best kind of Muslims. Let's call it that. I think we should. I read an article saying the Western world should pivot to dealing with Indonesia and be like, these guys seem to not be so fucking. They seem to be doing all right in Indonesia. They're not like fucking persecuting minorities as badly as Middle Eastern Muslims. I think that's like probably a good position to take. Like, hey, Indonesia, you doing all right? Seem to fucking not want to throw. I think they did pass a law in one of the islands that they don't want fucking. It's illegal to be gay, so that's a bit radical. You know, I'm not like I voted no. I campaigned for the vote no in Australia. We had that vote last year. Or was it the year before? I can't remember. And at the end of the day, it's happened. They have legal gay marriage. I just don't want gays to force all that crap down Christians. I'm a conservative. Like, even force it on conservatives. Like, what happened to multiculturalism? We're multicultural. Well, that's all right. You can be gay. You can be a fucking Hindu, a Buddhist, a Muslim, a Christian, an atheist, whatever the fuck you want. But don't, like, force your shit on me. Let me have my little culture, subculture too. Let me be a Christian and leave me the fuck alone. Stay out of my business. What happened to separation of church and state? Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll just grab this fucking charger. Give me a second. One fucking second. Yeah. Anyway, I'll read this fucking article. How long's this fucking live going for? I don't even know. Australians are being urged to rethink their travel plans to Indonesia, including Holiday Island, Bali, which I think is more like it's either Buddhist or Hindu. I've never been there. I've been to Thailand, to Phuket. It was fucking fun as. It was a really cool place. But I was always like, I'm fucking gonna spend my money in a Muslim country. But maybe I would. I did say that in the past, but maybe I would go to Bali. You know what I mean? The Balinese. I worked with an Indonesian Muslim dude. He was fucking pretty cool, actually. He was a really nice guy. And he was like, no, all the radicals, they have it wrong. He's like, it should be like this. And he was like telling me the way he's seen it, how he sees it, right? And I was like, boo, you're quoting the fucking Bible. You're like actually talking like a Christian. I'm like, you're not quoting the Quran, that's for sure. He was a good one. I seen some video today, and it was like Imam Tawhidi. I actually interviewed that guy. I was probably really fucking lucky to interview that dude. And he was like, I was pissed as if you'd watch the interview, you scroll down my YouTube channel, you'd watch me. I'm like, fucking, my face is red. Cherry red. That's how pissed I am. Last minute scored this interview and got a bit of banter with him, which was a laugh. But Imam Tawhidi, he was like, you will never reform Islam or the Quran. He's like, you can only reform Islamic communities. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, that's fucking fair and true. It's kind of a thing about like Christianity too. You can't reform Christianity. I'm gonna fucking unplug the laptop, plug my fucking phone in, and then I'll have to play this silly game where I'm checking if the laptop won't fucking die. But anyway, we fucking keep it dusty, mate. This is how I roll. I'll have to get it like a double adapter and fucking get this shit ready for next time. Anyway, you can see that I've upgraded my fucking camera gear and my microphone. It was pretty dirt cheap too. And I'm a fucking major tight ass. You know what I mean? I want to drink. I have a bar that I drink at. It's $10 jugs of beer, which is like, it pretty much, actually, these jugs gives us about 3.5 schooners. It's about $3 a schooner. That's fucking cheap. And everywhere else I drink at, it just gives me shits. If I'm not drinking my moonshine at home, which is like fucking paying $90 for 36 litres of moonshine, what a fucking bargain. Or else I'm at my awesome pub, which I'm never going to tell anyone. If we become real good mates and you're in Brizzy, reach out to the Dusty and we'll go over there. We'll have these cheap jugs of beer. Anyway, another fucking tangent. Back to Indonesia. 7 people have been killed and hundreds have been injured in violent clashes between protest and security forces on the streets of Jakarta following the announcement of the Indonesian presidential election. It's the same dude won. The violence erupted on Tuesday during peaceful protest. During peaceful protest? They fucking weren't peaceful then, were they? Stupid journalist. Over official results from the April 17 election that confirmed Indonesian President Joko Widodo had been returned to power. He seems like an alright guy. The photos are pretty fucking wild. Seems like the cops are shitting their pants behind a little shield wall. Supporters of defeated candidates formed General blah blah blah, former general, I'm not even going to pronounce his name, the opposition guy, clashed with riot police in various locations in central Jakarta. National Police spokesperson Muhammad whatever said several hundred people had been arrested and 7 deaths had been confirmed, up from 6 on Thursday. That's fucking wild. At least they arrested hundreds of people. They arrested hundreds of people. We had, if you have a fucking full-on riot in Australia, the cops are just like, fuck. And like we had Muslims riot in Sydney a few years ago and they like fucking just went absolute mental, and the cops, I don't think the cops even arrested one of them. Like, what the fuck? If that was at like some conservative rally and we were like, fuck yeah, and some wild, I don't think a wild riot would start at a conservative rally. Maybe I'll see it in my lifetime, but I think it would, I don't know, it would have to be some fucking, it would have to be like stupid Antifa provoking someone or like attacking a lady or an elderly person, and everyone's just like, we've had enough of these cunts. I don't know. And be like, tell the cops, like, arrest this fucker, do your job. And if they were like, no, didn't, you'd be like, boiling point. There's always a limit. You don't want to push people's limits because eventually people crack. Everyone has a limit. You find the most placid, normal dude, and he eventually will fucking snap at you and be like, fucking bite your face off. You know what I mean? So don't do that. That's some good advice. Poke and prod and joke around to a certain limit, but you know what I mean? Don't be fucking too serious. Don't, yeah, because there's a certain, like I said before, there's a certain part of, some things are sacred in this world. I know like the militant atheists have, decided that there's nothing sacred in this world anymore. So we're just highly evolved pond scum. And euthanasia and fucking abortions are apparently amazing. But they're fucking not. That's just another Marxist fucking lie. Another fucking communist bloody invention. No, I'm only joking. I don't know that. I'm just saying that. National Police spokesman, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we'll keep fucking reading. Police who responded to the riot with water cannons, rubber bullets, tear gas. Deny using ammunition. Holy fuck, that's crazy. Mr. Sabianto, whatever his name is, the opposition, has alleged massive election fraud. Nah, fuck, man, I don't think so. Everyone's saying it didn't happen. This is what they reckon. The riot in Jakarta was planned and not spontaneous, and many of the several hundred arrested came from outside of Jakarta, according to police officers. Police officers found an ambulance. This is fucking pretty planned out. An ambulance filled with stones and other weapons. Some of those arrested have envelopes containing cash. Jakarta police chief said, the government deployed 50,000 police and soldiers in Jakarta. That's a fuckload. That's like every soldier in the Australian police force. We have fuck all in our army. It's a joke. Anyway, next article. That was kind of fucking... That's some real deal shit right there, eh? How stupid is this? I was reading it today. I only read the headline. ACT, which is Australian Capital Territory, Education Minister Yvette Berry announced her teenage son was suspended from school for fighting. I bet you this bitch is a real, like, I'm the fucking head of the education department for this whole fucking territory. And I bet she'll be some, like, lefty nutcase who thinks, like, don't smack them, don't smack the little precious darlings, give him Ritalin. And guess what? And they try to use all these like new age techniques. This theorist in this textbook said smacking is wrong. So she never smacked her kid. She never gave him the fucking leather belt. She's promoting to the world like, this is how you educate. This is how you do it for the little darlings these days. And guess what? Didn't work. The bitch's son's punching people's heads in. And that's all we need to read about this fucking Sheila. She's just getting the headline. Fuck. Climate change protesters flood Melbourne CBD, blocking traffic and call to action. So straight away we have our fucking election, and the nutters down in fucking Victoria. That's where fucking Tim from the Unshackled Way is from. So thank God fucking Tim's down there doing something. Getting about, pushing back against these, educating these young people. Hopefully they fucking listen to a bit of Unshackled and wake up. More than 1,000 people have marched through Melbourne CBD and staged a mock die-in. That's fucking pretty extreme for climate change. The protesters started with speeches at the Victorian Parliament when marchers moved through the city to the corner of Brook and Swanston Street, where they staged a die-in. That is fucking crazy. Staging a die-in. We laid on the fucking road like stupid idiots. It was a die-in. A number of protesters dropped to the ground to lie down in the intersection before moving on to Carlton Gardens. Protesters, young and old, chanted, "This is our future. There is no plan B. And what do we want? Action. When do we want it? Now." It's funny, like, I guess I've only been to a lot more conservative and libertarian rallies, like pro-life and fucking pro-traditional education, or whatever, anti-fucking safe school program, which is like teaching kids gender fluid. I've been to heaps of rallies anyway. You can see them all. Fucking, we went to rallies. Yeah, right. I don't want to go down all these tangents. But going to that weed rally, there was some more lefties there, right? And the shit they were saying was fucking radical. I've never heard at one of our fucking conservative, libertarian, I guess the spectrum of thought I have, like to say, I find to be acceptable and pretty fucking normal. Classical liberalism, conservatism, libertarian. Bit of civic nationalism. I call it cultural nationalism. That's the fucking spectrum. Somewhere in that sweet spot, you'll be right. But the fucking nutty. So in that spectrum of thought, these are the kind of rallies I go to. Never have I seen any fucking call to violence, right? At that weed rally, I've got it on my fucking recorded. I haven't released all the footage from that fucking weed rally. One of the dudes is like, "We should fucking go in that building and fucking start bashing cunts and fucking burn it down." He was going off his head. And someone will probably like, in the future, in 10 years, they'll get me saying that, pretending to be that lefty at the weed rally, and it'll be like a fucking edited piece of me saying something. But that was a quote. I was just quoting the nut from the weed rally. Don't edit it. Don't cut that out, you fuckers. That's some radical shit. So I want to go to more lefty rallies, actually. I'm probably like not knowing enough that I could fly under the radar. I'd have to do like, I'd fucking not wear a hat, and then I'd be like, "Yo, can we do an interview?" And then be like, bang, slam the fucking Dusty Bogan hat on and be like, wipe the fucking sweat off my face. I'd be like, "Hey, fucking on, this is the Dusty Bogan here." I'd be like, "What do you fucking reckon?" And just chat to some lefties. If I got time, I'll do it. But yeah, they're pretty fucking, the real life, I bet you could hear our speeches and be like, these people are fucking mental. They're the product of like that last teacher whose kid was going around bashing people. They never got smacked. They didn't get proper discipline. All they got was filled with fucking Ritalin and all these other fucking medicines. Go watch Dr. Phil on Joe Rogan. He's like, he said that there's like a 90% overprescription of medication like that for children. I think it was for children, might have been in general. It was like, no, you can just use your diet and lifestyle. I think he was maybe talking about depression, but anyway, close enough. One of the protest organisers, Extinction Rebellion Victoria, called the government to set up a citizens' assembly on climate and ecology justice to lead environmental policy. Holy fuck. I bet you if they would start like quoting this, like, "We want this citizen assembly on climate change," and they'll just like quote about it. It'd be like the Southern Poverty Law Centre. They'd be like, "Yeah, but the citizen assembly on climate change said," it'd be like some radical nutcase who no one should ever listen to. We'll be calling the shots. I don't know. I should look it up if Malcolm Roberts got actually won his seat, because I think it was in the Senate. Malcolm Roberts, as they say, is a climate change denialist. You know what I am a denialist of? That the answer to climate change is taxing us more. That's what I deny. Taxing us more is going to solve the fucking problem of climate change. It fucking won't. It's just going to be more money for the government to waste. I've got some good ideas around it. You've probably heard it before, but I'm not going to go there tonight. No one likes pollution. We kind of all agree on that. Who wants to fucking live in a dirty environment? We don't live in dirty houses and wear dirty clothes. Fucking, oh yeah, that glass of water, fuck yeah, it's full of sludge. Not gonna happen. No one likes fucking pollution of any kind. That's like the best way they could market it. Let's reduce pollution. Can we do that? Make a cleaner environment? That's all you gotta fucking say. And do it without taxing the fuck out of everyone. Whatever. Here's a quote from some fucking lolly. University student Mitchell, 20, called on the government to listen to us and listen to the evidence. I feel like it's my responsibility as a future member of Australia to be here, and that's something I owe to the future generations, he said. And all these fucking weird lefties were going to grow up to be cat mums and dog dads. Because having babies is evil and they pollute the planet. People are what cause pollution. People use energy. Energy creates pollution. Yeah, alright, future dog dad. Calm the fuck down. You silly bastard. And then what's the deal with then mass migration then? We're going to pump the country with fucking, they're like, by 2050, there could be 40 million Australians. Fucking hell, mate. How are we going to fucking provide all the energy requirements that these people need? It seems to be like a contradiction. You know? We want to mass migrate people to a first world nation. I think, you know, that we use in the first, if you want to live in a first world nation, you're going to fucking use power and fucking running water to your house, and fucking every house is on a bitumen road. You have to have a car to get around. Fucking, you want to live in the modern economy, you have to work. You know what I mean? It's more energy. We use more energy, as in fucking fuel and burning coal, whatever. Like, so whatever. It's so stupid. Oh shit, we didn't really think of that. Stop migrating people. Get a handle on our own energy needs first, and then we could be like, all right, then we can. Now we've got a handle on it. The little darling fucking future dog dads and cat mums are fucking needs are being satisfied. And now we can fucking migrate people because we're fucking net neutral carbon. We bottle up our farts because the fucking methane is poison. I don't even know if it's methane. Anyway, Alex, a member of Extinction Rebellion, said organisers were pleased with the turnout. Jeez, what a turnout they are. They all just look like a bunch of fucking silly, stupid idiots. Here's another article. This article's attached to this one. Good news for Adani. This is like some huge mega mine that's getting started in Queensland, which is good. And it's like, seems like all the, you know, tree huggers, fucking climate change, what do you call them, fanatics, they fucking don't want this mine to go ahead. Some signs reference Adani on the day when it was revealed the company could break ground on its fucking mine site within weeks. After more than 8 years of planning at Brockhampton in Queensland, more than 100 people gathered for a day of action demanding the Galilee Basin be opened up for mining to create jobs. This is more than just an Adani project. It is for the entire Galilee Basin. It is for regional Queensland to have jobs, said Queensland opposition leader Deb Franklington. So she must be like because the left-wing Labor Party's in power in Queensland, and then they pass some late-term abortion law to kill fucking babies. What a bunch of goblins. Anyway, yeah, so this Deb Sheila, who's the opposition leader in Queensland, I should know this. Maybe the opposition leader, so she must be of the Liberal National Party. Good on you, Deb, for getting down there with your 100 strong fucking bogans. Good on you, love. That's definitely what we need, more jobs. We need to make sure that these voices that are standing behind me want to be heard and should never be forgotten again. Bloody oath, Deb. You fucking tell them. Here's another. I'm going to go to YouTube. See the comment section. Fuck, now my laptop's about to die. I'm going to plug my laptop back in. I'm playing the fucking game here. Tomorrow I'm buying a fucking double adapter. I'll get 2 of these fuckers going. Bang, I'm playing the game. Dusty knows how it is. Don't turn on, I'm turning my battery down so this fucking lasts. We scrub our stacks, China don't. Is that like for our coal-fired power plants? I've just jumped into the comments section again. Sorry, everybody. Here we go. China China can do anything and nobody can stop them. According to dispensation nationalism, China and Russia will link up at Armageddon and invade Israel. I believe it. They're called climate change wankers, Dusty. Thanks, mate. You're a fucking legend. Kevin. Is it Kevin? Yeah. Nah. El Cabello TV. Thanks, heaps, mate. Ben Winter. Coal is good. Radiation is bad. I've seen that good video. I don't know if you've seen it on Prager University, and it's like a good one about fossil fuels and how they've it's like without fossil fuels you wouldn't be able to fucking live in. It's like Australia. Say Australia, it's like Australia is fucking 75% uninhabitable because of the dry and arid fucking desert landscape. But luckily with fossil fuels, we actually could live in 100% of Australia. You know, we could have a fucking big ass fucking clean coal power plant bolted onto a desalination plant, pump fresh water out to the desert. You could have a fucking city out there like Vegas if you wanted. Thanks, fossil fuel. And they're like so worried about climate change, but you know, with fossil fuels, you could have a nuclear fucking submarine and live underwater, can't you? So, not so concerned, but I'm not saying go and pollute and be a fucking dickhead. I wouldn't throw rubbish out the window, but like fucking that burger was delicious and just throw the fucking rubbish out the car window after going through the drive-thru. I reckon that's pretty irresponsible. You know what I mean? The green, and this is David Bamber. Oh, we got 27 of you watching. That's fucking mint. Thanks for fucking watching on a Friday night. The Greens were text messaging me during the election. It said, my name is Clinton and I have cancer under the Liberal government. I won't be able to get the treatment I need. Vote Greens. What dogs? It's like the Greens dude I was saying. She was handing out Greens how to vote cards, and it's like free dental. It's free. It's not fucking free. We have to pay. It's bullshit. And we're all gonna die, right? There's only a certain amount of life that we can all live. When I'm on the deathbed and I'm like, fuck, it's all gonna be over. Well, you know what? Make the most of your fucking life now. Trade in your expectations for expectations for gratitude. Do you know what I mean? For appreciation, that's it. Trade your expectation in for appreciation. What about the fucking good shit you got now and the friends and family you got around you now and your health now? Like I was saying about Greg Inglis, it's not nice when you're fucking injured or sick and you feel depressed. You turn to the fucking bottle for help because nothing really helps. The doctors and they're like, modern medicine. They're just going to pump you full of fucking painkillers that like make you feel fucked anyway. Or you get like some surgery that like you're never going to be 100% anyway. Trust me, I've had surgery on my ankle and foot. It's never the fucking same. Sucks, right? We have to fucking admit that, but we have to enjoy life now. I remind myself that daily. Fucking thank God. None of us are perfect either, but I heard the Pope said something. He was like, practice being kind while you're healthy, because he said it's pretty hard to be kind when you're like injured and elderly and sick, like, you know, like the grumpy old man kind of thing. I reckon that's true. Because when I was like, I always thought like the worst part of my life when I had all these injuries at once and I had the flu smash me hard and I was like, fuck, I need help. Went to the doctor. I had everyone praying for me, taking fucking communion every night. It's like, fucking Jesus, I need your blood in your body. Just fucking trans-dimensionally help me. We all need fucking help. But, and if you need fucking help, just put up your hand and admit it. Just be like, I need fucking help. Go to a doctor or a priest or fucking talk to your mates. You don't have to do it alone. Because it's not nice. It's not nice. We're all going to get there. And, you know what I mean? And I'm sad to say the painkillers aren't going to fucking really help. It's going to fuck you up. Make you not you. You know what I mean? Dusty, have you seen Rama don't sniff petrol ad? Nah. That's some real shit, man. We're at the last church I went to, the youth group, one kid, because heaps of like people would come from the community. It was a true reflection of the community, eh? Like it was a fun youth group and heaps of people would come. One kid died from, young Aboriginal kid died from sniffing petrol. How fucked is that? But I blame the government for putting a 75% tax on alcohol. That's who's to fucking blame here. When I was a kid, it was like you could buy a fucking 24 cans of pre-mixed bourbon and Coke for $25. Now that will cost you $80. Give that poor kid, let that kid go buy a fucking, you probably, when I was a kid, you could go buy like a 4-litre sack of Goon, which is wine, for like fucking $4 or something. That's how cheap it was. And you just drink in the park. Now these kids are sniffing petrol and taking fucking drugs. It's cheaper than, drug prices haven't changed. Alcohol is like tripled in price since in the last fucking, 15 years, whilst the drug prices have stayed the same in the last 15 years. How fucked is that? These poor little bastards out there. Anyway, there is a large, here's someone's fucking Swampy Mick G. There is a large cohort of US spy agency personnel stationed at Pine Gap site, including employees of NASA CI and National Reconnaissance Office, the agency that manages the spy satellites. Yeah, I fucking believe that. I thought we had like the biggest satellite in the southern hemisphere somewhere in Australia. It might have been South Australia. And yeah, it's apparently the Yanks like fucking build that, eh? Where was that? Who gives a fuck? Stationed at the Pine Gap site. I can fucking Google that. Is Tupac still alive? Question mark. Nah, I don't know. He's still alive in people's hearts. He lives on forever. I heard something. I don't know if it's true. So like, if we're talking conspiracies, we might as fucking well. I heard some shit. It was like all the fucking cunts who owned the record companies were like, they owned all the record companies and they're like, yeah. And then they privatized prisons in America and they were like, they bought a huge percentage of a few private prisons and they were like, yep, now, then they started pushing, the record companies that own the prisons as well, started pushing this like gang violent rap music. And that's when like rap in like the 80s was like hip hop. It was all good. Like Grandmaster Slam or whatever that dude's name is. Some of them 80s rappers were all good. Then the 90s came and it was like Tupac and NWA and fucking, it was just like gang violence. And it just, you know what happens with violence, eh? Like violence creates more violence. You get downward spiral, like you get destructive momentum in the wrong direction. So I wonder if that was true. I was reading or watched something on YouTube about it, and it was like, these fucking record companies pushed R&B, pushed fucking rap music, gang rap music in the 90s to fill the prisons up. I wouldn't be surprised because, Jesus said the love of money is the root of all evil. You could imagine some nut cunt doing that. But then I also think, and I don't know if this is true, but you could imagine it potentially being true because people love money so much. And then you think today and you're like, well, I wonder why I wonder what, who are the people who probably fucking own these privately owned abortion clinics who are pushing through R&B music, like, all these about these bitches and cheating on your missus and watching these movies on Netflix where every fucking 10 minutes there's an adultery scene. They traded in sex scenes for adultery scenes. You're sitting there slowly getting indoctrinated that like adultery is fine. The young kids are sitting there watching it, listening to music about fucking cheating on the missus and fucking partying. And then they watch these shows and they're just like fucking brainwashed vegetables sitting there eating a bag of fucking corn chips, getting brainwashed into thinking fucking normalizing adultery and all sorts of weird shit. So you wonder why. I sit there and I think like, why? Why does, number one, it's sex sells. That's why you fucking watch, it's like Coca-Cola. And it's like they're fucking bitches sucking on a cock. That's how they sell everything now. Sex sells. So that's why it's in there. It's all the love of money. I'm telling you. Here we fucking go. 3 a.m. Eternal KLF's gonna rock ya. Don't know. Fucking, it's 3 a.m. somewhere. You guys tune in at 3 a.m. Fucking hell, mate. Good on yous. I'm actually gonna go live with my 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. I've got to do, if it comes through, like tonight didn't come through. I was supposed to be on the Unshackled Waves. But Tim Wells didn't happen. He was crook. But maybe I should have this Canadian Proud Boy on tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., which I think is Eastern Time America, which would be 5 in the afternoon. Hopefully that could fucking happen. There we go. Lisa, MW stands for Northwest. I'm reading comments that have fucking nothing to do with anything. I'll keep scrolling down. Dusty is worldwide. Yeah, I've got a fucking international reach. Fuck, you guys are awesome. Thanks for tuning in. I want some gangster rap song called Cheating on the Missus. That's subliminally, that's what they're all fucking about. Cheating on the missus. And then I used to say to my youth kids, and they'd all be sitting there, because it was like a lot of these youth kids were not really Christian. And they'll be like, yeah, I'll talk about stealing and fucking fighting and cheating on their girlfriends or fucking, it was like, what do they call it? My babe or something. My bae. It wasn't like that girlfriend. It was just like some Sheila that they might fool around with. And I was like, it's so fucking funny, hey? Cheating on your girlfriend and stealing and fighting and taking drugs, fucking hilarious. You're fucking cool ass. Like, they used to think they're so cool. And I'm like, well, mate, and I'm like, well, you're actually all sheep, right? Keep following each other down the fucking road of destruction. It's not good for your lives. I'm like, it's real cool, eh? And they're like, yeah, it's fucking cool, man, to fight and smoke drugs and fucking sniff petrol. It's real fucking cool. Well, guess what, kids? It's cool to suck dicks now. It's cool to be gay in 2019. What are the little fucking cool kids going to be doing tomorrow? You know what I mean? The little sheeplies following one after another over the fucking cliff of destruction. Yeah. In the UK, Dusty Bogan is a hit. Hey, Lacey. Thanks for the mad voice recordings on my Telegram. It's so funny. I showed my wife. I'm like, hey babe, listen to this. Listen to Lacey. And we just laughed. Love your Scottish accent. Fucking hilarious. Good on ya. Thanks for coming on my show last night. It was a good laugh. I might go back to the articles. We'll see what other articles we got. Get this right. This is what some idiot journalist wrote. After the Australian election, and my state where I'm from, Queensland, we voted more conservatively. We were like the we were like, if it wasn't for us, let's say, if it wasn't for Queensland, the Conservatives wouldn't have got up. So some idiot Quexit, they're calling it Queensland exit. Some Australians want to ditch Queensland after election results. What a bunch of fucking, the lefties are just big sooks, aren't they? It's like when Trump won and they were like, oh, the fucking, what do they call it? How they have the voting system, the electoral college vote system in America, and they were like, boo hoo hoo, oh, crying because I didn't get the result I wanted. Sucked in. That's life. Anyway, now we'll read a bit of this. After a sea of blue swept across Queensland on Saturday night, crippling Labor hopes of forming government, some people have taken to social media to show they aren't too happy with the Sunshine State. They're so unhappy, in fact, that many are cheekily proposing Quexit, a move which would see Queensland cut loose from the rest of Australia. Well, fuck you. We don't fucking need you. We might take Northern Territory with us. Heap of fucking Aboriginals would be great. I reckon we would, I think like the loser lefties that feel Aboriginals, or they promote this like victimhood over the Aboriginals, it's bullshit. The Aboriginals are fucking decent. They're good people. You go fucking hang out with the Aboriginal mates and I'm like, these people are conservative as fuck. I love them. I get on with them. I like that. Of course, every culture, there's some shit parts of it. Like, no one's fucking perfect, but they have a pretty cool culture at the end of the day. They like fucking hunting and living off the land and, you know, they love sports and a beer. They're not into fucking abortion or gay marriage or any of that shit. You know what I mean? The bulk majority of them are fucking awesome. And it's a damn shame that the left has come along and fucking been like, oh, change the date, change Australia Day, which is our national day we celebrate, Australia Day. The day fucking Arthur Phillips came and declared Australia a fucking colony, or he wanted to make it into a nation. And they cracked the shits on it. January 26. They're not happy, they want to change the fucking date. But I reckon it's mainly the lefties, and then they create put this fucking negative idea in Aboriginal people's heads. But, you know, we can really work together with the Aboriginal people. I'd love to see the Aboriginal people get a national day of celebration that we could celebrate Indigenous culture. Because I'd fucking get an Aboriginal flag and celebrate with them and be like, fucking oath, mate, good on yous. And then I'd be like, come celebrate Australia Day with us. That's our duty as patriotic Australians. We have to make sure that Aboriginals, it's not good enough if they don't feel like, if they're like, fuck, I don't really feel like this day doesn't feel too good for me being an Aboriginal. We're going to be like, well, hang on, mate. I want Australia Day to remain the same date. But you know what we can change on the date? We can make Aboriginals feel like fucking they can celebrate this day. This is their day to celebrate too. Think about, yeah, there's some good and there's been bad and good on the journey, but look what we've created. Look where we're at now. Let's celebrate together now. That's the fucking pitch. That's where we got to go. Anyway, on Saturday night, the coalition government was returned to power. A surprising result is that largely depended on the gains in Queensland electorate. Fucking oath, mate. Any other decent articles? So you can see the fucking crime there. Heap of Aussie articles. I'm going to have to fucking read a few more international articles for you. My fucking international fucking reach. Indian PM on track to win the election. Like I was saying, my workmate, Indian bloke, he was fucking cheering as... Because he knows that the Muslims are a huge fucking problem in India. I've got a unique workplace where there's like a Filipino dude. Well, the Filipinos, they have fucking sick as prime minister, nationalistic, anti-Muslim, wants to protect his own people from radical Islam. Same with the fucking Indians. You got that dude in bloody Brazil who's pretty awesome too. fucking ScoMo in Australia, Trump in America. I reckon Putin's a legend. Hopefully this European election goes through all good. And we could have like a bit of a revival of patriotic nations, true multiculturalism, where we're like looking after our own people and cultures and being like, you know, diversity is a strength, but only when you have real fucking diversity, true freedom of speech and true freedom of religion and that, where we're not all fucking PC'd our way out of fucking existence. We can't have it. You can't say that. I'll have to get this piece of paper my boss gave me today. It was like a fucking, something like Israel Folau. It was like, you know, heaven or hell. It was one of these fucking Christian things. And he came up and gave it to me. I'll show you tomorrow. And I was like, fucking oath, mate. I read it and I was like, hey, I'm going to charge you with hate speech. And he was like, nah, I thought you'd like that. I was like, oh, cheers, thanks heaps. Who gave you that? And he's like, didn't want to tell me. I was like, yeah, well, I hope no one ever fucking emails you to sack me. I like working there. Just like that Dia chick, where I should be doing it live with on Sunday. She got the sack for doing some stupid shit. Anyway, such is fucking life. Wasn't that stupid, but anyway. Right, guys, let's quickly have a look in the comment section and we'll fucking call it a fucking wrap for the night. Mini press news 10. Cooperate gains helping Israel massacre Gaza protesters. Caterpillar Inc. Combined System Inc. Ford Motors Company. I don't know what the fuck is. He just randomly written some weird thing. Jeez, mate, don't know what you're on about. Jews rock. Yeah, they're the fucking highest IQ people on the planet. And I think everyone else is jealous. Maybe they're just fucking jealous. Get over it. When I think it's a normal position to take. It's like, say if you see like a fucking bodybuilder or you watch him fucking pumping iron, you're like, fuck yeah, that dude's jacked. You should be inspired. You don't have to be jealous. Just because the Jews have had some success because they haven't been fucking all around successful. Maybe their fucking high IQ has led them to be successful in business and politics, and then it's put a big target on their head. And most of the time, like I'm telling you this, when I was having my Muslim mates in 2002 and 2003 at my school, high school, year 9 and 10, heaps of Muslim mates. Do you know what they were saying back then? All the anti-Jewish conspiracies. All these anti-Jewish people fucking, you know what? You've actually been tricked into believing all the Muslim rhetoric. The young Muslim mates of mine, they used to get told to watch these YouTube videos by the fucking imams at their local mosques. In 2002 and 2003, we used to go to the library and they'd be like, have a look at these videos. And you know what they were? They were flat earth videos and they were fucking conspiracies about Jews fucking planning 9/11 and all that shit. So they're all good. They're all fucking good. You shouldn't be intimidated by anyone's success. If it's like fucking Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler, some buff as fuck dude, you should be inspired. Some fucking super genius who's gonna fucking cure cancer or create some fucking new technology that's gonna make our life better. We should be inspired. You know what shouldn't inspire us? Fucking radical Islam or fucking Marxism, communism. They're the fucking real threats to the modern world. You know what I'm fucking saying? Krav Maga, Trump train police state, mighty pain, modified weather, still in the game, hidden forensics, who's to blame? Some mad rapper. Good on you, mate. That was pretty sick. Nah, Islam is an inbred death cult. Yeah. When Gavin McInnes was on Joe Rogan, you should look that up because it's fucking hilarious. If you don't know who Gavin McInnes is, he's the founder of the Proud Boys, which is my drinking fraternity. I can put a fucking link. Fuck, my charger's coming out of my phone. When I finish this fucking live chat, which will be real fucking soon, I'll put a link to my Telegram chat, Dusty Bogan's mates. And we can all talk shit on there. Please join it. Also, I've put a link to the Proud Boys betting page, which is my drinking fraternity. It's global. We could help you, even if you're international, we could help you find a chapter. We don't let in fucking racist Nazis or communists. You have to be fairly fucking normal because we just go out and drink and have beers together and go to rallies and shit and go to shows and have a good time. So we don't want to hang out with fuckheads. Let's put it there. But anyway, what I was saying, Gavin McInnes, he was on Joe Rogan. He spoke about the inbred Muslims. How it's like fucking if you're inbred with your cousin or something, you have you're 400 times more likely to have an IQ lower than 70. And I think they said something like the US Army, they do IQ tests that you have to pass an IQ test to get let into the Army. And they won't let anyone into the Army with an IQ lower than 80 because they're like, you can't do fucking any jobs, any of the required jobs you can't do if your IQ is lower than 80 in the US Army. And in the US Army, they classify an IQ lower or 70 or lower as retarded. So people who are inbred are 400 times more likely to have an IQ lower than 70, which the fucking Islamic nations have a high rate of inbred. I think Muslims, if there's like 1.6 billion Muslims, it's like 20% of them are inbred. 20% of them are 400 times more likely to have an IQ lower than 70 or lower, which is classified as retardation by the US military. How fucked is that? Rule number 1 to all the Muslims, stop being inbreds. Rule number 2, grow fucking mustaches on your beards. Rule number 3, give up on the burqa and just be like, yeah, headscarf's good enough. Give up on them ghillie bongs. You know them big fucking ghillie bong things that they smoke? Apparently, like, one of them is like the equivalent of damage to your lungs as a pack of fucking 40 cigarettes. So that's not good. None of them are good. None of them things are good. And then remember what John Connor said to the fucking Terminator in Terminator 2? Remember what John Connor said in the car park? He said, you just can't go around killing people. They're my advice. I think there was 6 of them. That's my advice from Islam to reform. You can keep all your other shitty ideas. Maybe not polygamy, maybe not fucking, you can't have sex with kids. You can't be pedophiles. Pedophiles deserve to be fucking hung up by the neck. Whatever's the cheapest way to execute them. 1.8 billion Muslims worldwide, 50 million Jews worldwide, ratio of 120 million Muslims per 1 Jew. Is Zionism a global depopulation agenda? Salam, yes, it is. Swamp McGee. Well, nah. Depopulation is a fucking left-wing fucking environmentalist fucking agenda. The people who are dead set by climate change, these are the same people who fucking love abortion clinics, right? They want you to be a cat mum and a dog dad and not have kids. I reckon they're probably the same people who are promoting fucking all the cheat on your missus and the fucking R&B music. And they're promoting all the fucking adultery in the Netflix shows because they just want broken relationships and broken people who won't have families. They'll just be cat mums and dog dads. That's a conspiracy. And that's no one to blame other than probably people who are selling shit. And it's the love of money is the root of all evil. It's just people trying to make money. That's why they do it, because sex sells and fucking whatever. It's all about money-making machines. All right, I'm fucking out of here. The comment section is descending into fucking chaos. Revenge of the Cis. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. I want to get back on that show. No fucking headscarves. Anyway, thanks fucking heaps. And if you're in America, you could tune in. I think it would be 5 o'clock Friday afternoon. I think it's called Eastern Standard Time, American time, which will be my 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'm going live, hopefully with this fucking Canadian Proud Boy. We'll have a bit of banter, see what's up. I'm trying to build a big fucking network of global people who want to talk shit from wherever they're at. Tell me the truth of what the fuck's going on, where you're from. And if you want to, you can jump on my Telegram if you're one of them people and you're like, Dusty, I'd love to be on your fucking show. I'll tell you how it is, wherever you're fucking from. Because there's heaps of people internationally watching the show. So fucking, I'll put the link below. When I fucking finish with this video, 10 seconds, and then it takes a bit to upload, I'll put the link below to my Telegram, then jump on there and be like, oh, Dusty, I'm from fucking Kazakhstan. And I'll tell you all the shit that's going on. I'll be like, sweet, let's do a fucking live and rant and banter about it together. And we'll start like fucking million Dusty Bogans around the world telling the fucking truth as it is. What do you reckon? Anyway, thanks for fucking watching, eh? Cheers. Tune in fucking tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. for me. And then Sunday I'll be doing, I might go live at the range tomorrow. I'm going to the shooting range. And then we're going to go fucking, Sunday I'm doing another fucking interview with this deer chick. So we'll see how that fucking goes. And I forgive you, Tim Wills. It's all good, mate. If you were sitting there fucking crook, watching old Dusty have a rant, reading the news, it's all good, mate. I know how you feel. Look after yourself. Don't fucking run yourself down. It's not good, everyone. All right, cheers. Keep it fucking dusty, world.